Imagine a test that lasts longer than a transatlantic flight. A single exam that will determine your university, your career, even your social status. This isn't a dystopian fiction, it's reality for millions of Chinese students. Welcome to the Gaokao. Each June, over 10 million high school seniors across China face this ultimate academic challenge. The Gaokao, or National College Entrance Examination, is more than just a test. It's a cultural phenomenon that shapes lives and defines futures. To understand the Gaokao's significance, we must travel back over 1,000 years. The imperial examination system, established during the Sui dynasty, created China's first merit-based bureaucracy. For centuries, it was the only path to power and prestige. The modern Gaokao emerged in 1952, but was suspended during the Cultural Revolution. When it returned in 1977, it became the great equalizer in post-Mao China. Suddenly, academic merit could overcome family background and political connections. Today's Gaokao spans 2 grueling days. Students face Chinese, mathematics, and a foreign language, usually English. Then comes either science or humanities, depending on their specialization. Every minute counts. The scoring system is brutally precise. Out of 750 total points, a single point can mean the difference between your dream university and a lesser alternative. Top universities like Peking and Tsinghua require near-perfect scores. Preparation begins years in advance. Students often study 12-16 hours daily during their final year. Weekends disappear. Social lives evaporate. Everything becomes secondary to the Gaokao. Enter the Gaokao factories, specialized boarding schools where education is militarized. Mountaincheng High School in Anhui Province houses 20,000 students in a town built around exam preparation. Every minute is scheduled. At these schools, students wake before dawn for morning drills. They chant motivational slogans. They eat quickly in crowded cafeterias. Then it's back to studying until midnight. The routine repeats for an entire year. The pressure doesn't just come from schools. Parents make enormous sacrifices. Many move to be near these exam factories. They quit jobs. They invest life savings, all for their child's chance at a better future. On exam day, entire cities change. Construction stops near testing centers. Traffic is rerouted. Police escort students who might be late. The nation holds its breath for these 2 days. Security is extreme. Metal detectors scan every student. Surveillance cameras watch every movement. Papers are sealed in special envelopes. The measures against cheating are more intense than at many airports. Inside the examination hall, the atmosphere is electric with tension. 900 minutes of testing, 9 hours that will echo through decades of a student's life. The scratching of pens is the only sound. For students with disabilities or special circumstances, the system makes accommodations. Blind students take Braille versions. Sick students can test in hospitals, but the pressure remains equally intense. When the final bell rings, reactions vary. Some collapse in relief, others burst into tears. Parents rush to embrace their children, but the waiting has only just begun. 3 weeks of agonizing anticipation follow. Students try to forget, but can't. They replay questions in their minds. They calculate possible scores. The tension builds toward results day. Results arrive online at midnight. Servers crash under the load of millions checking simultaneously. Screens light up homes across China as futures are decided in an instant. The top scorers become instant celebrities. Newspapers feature their photos. Companies offer scholarships. Their study methods become bestsellers. They've won the academic lottery. But for every winner, there are many who fall short. Students who miss their target scores face difficult choices: accept a lesser university, repeat the entire year, or abandon higher education entirely. The psychological toll is immense. Suicide rates spike around Gaokao season. Hotlines operate 24/7, counselors work overtime. The pressure that drives excellence also creates tragedy. Critics argue the system creates excessive stress and narrow educational focus. Students memorize rather than create. They learn to test well, but not necessarily to think deeply. The human cost may be too high. Defenders counter that the Gaokao remains China's fairest system. In a country of 1.4 billion, it provides a clear, objective measure. Wealth and connections matter less than in many Western systems. The exam also highlights regional inequalities. Students in Beijing or Shanghai have higher admission rates to top universities than those from rural provinces. Quota systems attempt to balance this, but disparities remain. International observers watch with fascination. Some see a model of meritocracy, others see an oppressive system, but all agree nothing else in global education compares to the Gaokao's scale and stakes. Reform efforts continue. Some provinces experiment with different testing methods. Universities gain more autonomy in admissions, but radical change comes slowly to such a deeply entrenched system. The Gaokao's influence extends beyond education. It shapes family planning. Many couples time births for optimal Gaokao age. It affects real estate homes near good schools command premium prices. For successful students, university life begins, but the Gaokao's shadow lingers. University rankings trace back to exam scores. Job applications mention Gaokao results. The test continues to open or close doors. The human stories are most compelling. The migrant worker's child who scores perfectly, the athlete who balances training with study, the student who overcomes illness to take the exam. Each represents hope and struggle. As China modernizes, questions grow about the Gaokao's future. Can it adapt to an innovation economy? Will technology change testing methods? How long can this intense tradition continue? Yet for now, the ritual continues. Each June, millions of young Chinese sit for the exam that will define their lives. They carry the hopes of families, the investment of society, and the weight of history. The Gaokao represents both China's past and its future. It connects to imperial traditions while shaping modern meritocracy. It creates both opportunity and pressure, excellence and anxiety. Perhaps no other test so perfectly captures a nation's values and ambitions. The Gaokao isn't just about education, it's about social mobility, family sacrifice, and national development. It's China in examination form.